Okay guys, it's another dry fly. It's quite handy, both still water and running water. It was originally tied, as far as I believe, for the Tummel and the Tweed. So quite kind of boisterous rivers. This is why this double hackle type thing in the seal in the CDC helps to float it. Okay, so we're going to look at this. This is called the Grunter. So this one's quite a big fly. I'm going to tie this on a 10, just a Camasan B170. You could use a full and mill hook. Some people have seen them tying on these grub hooks, like a B110, Camasan B110, something like that. But it's up to you. You find what you fancy yourself, okay? Now, thread, I'm just going to use a red thread, because quite a few of the ones that I've saw tied have had this wee red butt. So I'm going to go use the thread this time to create my butt. So take your thread, touch and turns, into the bend, and then we're going to go round the bend. Now keep this wee tag, because what you can do is when you come right round the bend to create that wee hot spot, what can happen is it slides back down the hook. But if you build your wee hot spot and then pull your tag over, tie that in, that just helps a wee bit, just to stop that tag sliding further down the bend. Now, to be double sure, wee spot of varnish, wee spot of super glue, whatever you fancy. Okay, so that's that done. Gold rib, just a bit of gold wire in this case. Tie that in. And then back down and get your dubbing. Now I've got various selections here. Here's your dubbins, olives, ginger, this is yellow. I'm going to go with this. So I don't think the Grunter particularly represents anything in particular. I think it's just one of these big food morsels that's going down the river. Fish think it's something good to eat. So you could obviously change up the colours. You could make it lighter, make it darker to represent something that you might find on the river. But it's just a big attractor pattern, a bit like the clink hammer. It's a searching pattern rather than, I think, a specific close copy pattern. So dub your thread with your hair's ear, and then touch and turns, take that forward. Okay, you create a slightly tapered body if you want. It's up to you. So don't go too far forward, because you're going to tie in a hackle, 2 hackles and a wing. So at the front you've got your CDC. Now I've got 3 feathers here. This is quite a, as I say, I want this to be quite a high floating fly, and you've got the natural curve coming forward. So what you want to do is stroke these fibres back, keep your natural curve going up the way. Now you could do this first, before you do the body you could put the hackles at the CDC in first. Depends how you want to do it, right? So what I normally do, loose turns, and then just gently pull that forward. What that'll do is it'll compress the fibres in a wee bit. Pull that to the length you want and tie that in. Okay, get your butt ends, get right in close, cut them away. So before I forget, bring your rib up again, just to protect the body a wee bit, add a wee bit of glint, tie that in, couple of turns, and then wiggle and break the wire. Don't cut it with your scissors, because that's what wrecks your scissors. So just keep twisting and turning that, and it just snaps with metal fatigue. Your next hackle, tie in, is a partridge hackle. So you're going to pull the fluff off the bottom, and then you're going to get a grip of the tip and just expose the very tip of that feather. and that's what you're going to tie in. So tie that in there, make sure it's nice and tight, and then you're going to tie in a hackle, a genetic ginger hackle. So what I've got here is a Metscape, genetic Metscape with these big massive hackles in them. So nice ginger one like that. Get rid of the fluff for the bottom of the hackle. Just using the tip of one of the hackles here. I'm going to tie that in. These are lovely thin stalks, they're dead easy to wind. So again, tie that in. Fold the tips back, tie them in. Cut away any extra stalk that's still there. Okay, and then your hackle pliers, or use your fingers and wind your partridge hackle first. So as you do it, pull these fibres back, stroke them back, and just spiral that up. Okay, spiral that up till you get to the top of your, up near your CDC. Now you're not going to get a lot of turns with the partridge, you're probably going to get 2 turns. A very short hackle. So tie that in. Bind that down, cut away your stalk. Okay, so all your partridge fibres are there. And then pull them to the top. And then take your hackle, your ginger genetic hackle, and take that through the fibres. Just get a wee wiggle as you go up, and that helps to clear the partridge hackle so you don't actually trap it in. Okay, so take that up, make sure the fibres are coming back. You're looking for 3 or 4 turns of that in there. Make sure the fibres are coming back, and then you take your thread to the front, take that up, catch that there underneath. Okay, 2 or 3 turns, nice and tight. Go in with your scissors, snip that away, and then making sure all these fibres are back out the road. Take your hackle work finish tool and make a wee small head at the front. Tighten that up, cut your thread, wee dab of varnish in there if you fancy. Okay, now that seems to be the profile that these flies fish like. Sometimes what I like to do is pull it actually forward, and so it's almost like a tenkara fly, Japanese style. The hackles are actually forced forward, and it hangs a bit different on the surface, so it hangs almost like an umbrella, if you like. So it's entirely up to you. You decide how you're going to fish it. Okay, but it's a big boisterous fly. Fishing this in the big runs, in between boulders, heavy water, fast moving water. It's not really a kind of slow, in the middle of a pool type fly. You want it up in the runs. You want to throw it into the fast water, into the pocket water, that kind of thing. So what you're basically doing is giving the fish something to grab it if they fancy it. Okay, hope you liked that. Thanks.